When it comes to narcissistic and emotional abuse, the wounds are usually invisible. You can walk away from a narcissistic individual and yet still feel trapped, even though you're technically free. And that is the nature of emotional abuse. More often than not, it doesn't leave physical scars, it doesn't leave bruises, it leaves confusion, self-doubt, and fear, where trust and confidence used to be. For many, the results of narcissistic and emotional abuse lead to complex trauma, complex PTSD, CPTSD. This can develop when someone is exposed to repeated emotional harm over time. Narcissistic abuse often isn't loud. It's usually subtle, manipulative, and persistent. It chips away at your identity until you're no longer sure of who you are without their voice in your head. Narcissistic individuals are very good at repeatedly making you believe that you'll never be anything without them, that you're not good enough, that you can't do anything right. And it is programmed into you continuously until you believe within yourself that you're not enough, that you don't deserve to be happy, you don't deserve to be treated right. Narcissistic and emotional abuse often leads to hypervigilance, where you're constantly on edge, constantly scanning for dangers, even when you're actually in a safe environment. You've learned that people's moods can change in an instant. And as people's moods can change in an instant, you're constantly on edge when someone does, even though that person isn't emotionally abusive. You can no longer trust in your own instincts because your insecurities have kind of taken over due to the insecurities that the narcissist has planted within you. So you're no longer sure whether it's your instincts or your insecurities. There's the emotional flashbacks. You don't relive events, but you constantly relive the feelings, the sudden fear, the sudden shame, the sudden panic. And they can sometimes strike without even having a trigger. And then there's the difficulty in trusting others. You're often left second-guessing yourself and second-guessing all those around you, second-guessing other people's motives. The trust you had in the narcissist was used against you. So now even when someone is genuinely kind towards you, it feels suspicious. When someone thanks you for doing something, it feels wrong. You can't accept simple praise. There's the chronic guilt and chronic shame. You end up blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong, even things that aren't your fault, constantly apologising for things that you don't even need to say sorry for. Narcissists train you to carry their guilt until it feels like your own. You can feel empty, you can feel numb, you can feel worthless, you can wonder what the point is. You're so used to suppressing your emotions that now you don't always feel much at all. And even when you do, you numb it down because that's the way to cope. You try not to express your emotions because you were told that they were wrong. You can carry that low self-worth because when your sense of identity is constantly undermined, it leaves you believing that you're not good enough. It can leave you afraid of trying new things because we all make mistakes. Yet simple mistakes now make us feel like a failure due to the narcissist telling us repeatedly that we are a failure. And then there can be the isolation. And you often end up withdrawing from people, not because you want to be alone, but because you're tired of explaining things that other people don't seem to see or don't seem to get. You're tired of dealing with other people's drama because you've lived enough drama to last a lifetime. You're tired of how it feels when you're around people and what your instincts are telling you or what insecurities you've got to deal with. You find more peace in being alone than you do being around people. CPTSD from narcissistic abuse is real. It doesn't make you weak. It means you endured way too much for way too long. Healing is possible. It's about finding the right methods and the right therapy for you as an individual, because we are all individuals. So what works for one person might not work for another person. So if someone says, oh, I did trauma therapy, that really helped, or I did EMDR, that really helped. There's nothing wrong with trying these things and going in with that open mind. And if it works, great. You might have to give it a bit of time. If it doesn't work, then it's about finding another thing that will work for who you are as a person. If anyone has any thoughts on this video or anything that helped them recover from CPTSD or at least manage symptoms of CPTSD, please do add those into the comments with people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a few one-to-one slots available. I do also have several books out on Amazon, how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries, such as narcissistic individuals, 15 rules to deal with narcissistic people, how to stay sane and break the chain, a Narcissists Handbook, the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, Healing from Narcissistic Abuse, a guided journal for empowerment and recovery, and the new book, the novel Behind the Mask, The Rise of the Narcissist. Thank you very much for watching. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.